Good morning and welcome in to the Mystic Lotus Awesome Love, Health and Happiness Telesummit 2019. This is Season 3 and I'm your host, Neelu. On behalf of Team Mystic Lotus, wishing all our listeners a very happy Baisakhi, Shubha Novobarsho and a happy Vishu. As we enter into the new year, we also enter the last leg of this season of the Telesummit. And on this day of feast and festivities, we're absolutely delighted to have back with us award-winning innovative celebrity chef who is often addressed by the media as food fashionist or alchemist of food. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming in the Regional Director of Food Production at the Park, Kolkata, Chef Sharad Dewan. Hi, Chef. Welcome in.
Good morning, everyone. And I have a need to wish everybody, I wish everybody a very healthy and prosperous year ahead.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Chef, for taking time out for us from your hugely hectic schedule. I know you were working late into the night yesterday, and even right now you have a huge event on. So really, thank you so much for taking this time out.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. As a chef, you've had 25 years of experience. You've opened 10 restaurants across India in the last 11 years. You're opening 4 smaller sized hotels. You oversee the creative kitchens at the Park Hotels in Kolkata, in Navi Mumbai, Bangalore, Visakhapatnam and Goa. And of course, the very iconic Flurry. You literally live and breathe food. I mean, you're constantly creating, innovating, the normal, the exotic. And in the midst of all this, superfoods, so A, what is that? And B, how or why did this even come up?
No, sir. See, the first thing it's not about superfood, it's about food actually. Okay. So I don't know if you've ever heard, Peter Morgan had once said that remember that every time you eat or drink, you're either feeding a disease or you're fighting it. Okay. Right? So it's a very strong statement, so everything that you eat has a meaning in your life, has an effect on your body, on your soul, and whatever you do thereon. Right? So having said that, I take a lot of cues from what our scriptures had written before or what our ancient cooking used to be. The Indian cooking, especially the food in India, it was very, very scientific. Right? And it used to derive everything from nature. Our cuisine was derived everything from the nature. And when we say everything from the nature, it was from things around us. Right? So it's not that something which is coming from far off lands or far off seas and across the oceans is healthy. The scriptures used to say whatever is around us in the nature is the most healthy thing to do. Right? So, and we should appreciate nature. Nature is the best. It's like God has created nature for us as like a healer. Right? So all the medicines are around us. But the sad part is that we don't know about it, one. And number two, we misuse whatever is around us. And so it's not just about superfoods. It's not just about superfoods. It's about food per se. I don't know how many people actually understand what superfood is, actually. I don't know really how many people say, if you look at the dictionary, it will probably tell you superfood is something which will just benefit your health and your well-being. Some people will come and say it is more to do with nutrition. It is more to do with exoticness of that ingredient. It is more to do, with that it has got therapeutic values. Or if you consume this, weight loss will happen, or your hair fall will stop, or this particular disease might be fought. But actually, it is much more. It is much more. Especially as chef who has been working in this industry for 25 years, and I'm not saying that I've been cooking superfood or healthy food per se all my life. I'm in the business of making money and giving pleasure to people. So if pizza gives you a pleasure or a fried chicken gives you a pleasure, who am I to stop you? Right. So you need to indulge, of course, and so over the years, our food habits have changed of what they used to be. Food is not just a nutrition anymore. Food is like part of your life in terms of pleasure also. It is like, you are feeling depressed and then you go and have an ice cream, so you feel that you're not depressed anymore. And food is something which is there from the day you're born to the day you die. The food is part of our life. So it's just not about what you eat. It's how you transient in your life, what you used to eat as a child, what you used to eat when you were youthful, what you eat when you are middle-aged, and what you eat when you become old and you have got a lot of ailments in your body, what you eat. So it evolves. So superfood, when you talk about superfood, it changes with age, number one. I'm now talking like a chef, So one is superfood for a 10-year-old might not be a superfood for a 60-year-old. So that's something which is very important and people need to understand that, because if they don't understand, superfoods can actually be more harmful than of use to you. Right? And then superfoods, if you ask me, I would say superfoods should always be organic. That's how nature was. It was self-sustainable and it was always organic. It is us humans, for our own greed, we have started using a lot of chemicals and DNA enhancements and all that. We have started doing it. So if you want actually a good superfood, it should be totally organic. And I don't know if maybe if you look back at grandmother recipes and all, you would see that in our ancient kitchens, if you used to get a vegetable at home, almost every part of that vegetable or fruit was used somehow or the other. Right. So, but in today's day, we eat more of processed food. So we don't get whole green peas at home probably. We just buy frozen green peas. So it's easy, open a packet and use. Right. But when I remember in my childhood that the green peas, the pods were also used and the peel was also used. When so there was a reason behind it. When we used to get radish, the leaf of the radish was as important as the radish itself. Right. So all those things we are forgetting. Coriander. We tend to use only the leaves of the coriander. But the strength of the coriander actually lies in its roots and stem. It's not so much in its leaves.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. I always thought it was just the leaves.
Yeah. It is. So I actually did a festival last year where we did a lot of research, and I did it particularly in Bengal area, and we came out with around 10, 12 very interesting dishes where every part of the plant was used. So if we found a dish in which watermelon, so the melon, the red part, the white part, and the green part, all were used for different dishes. We found a recipe where, of course, the green peas were used. Then we found a recipe where even the potato peel is used. We found a recipe where the skin of the gourd is used. The banana peel is used. So very interesting subject, and it is not something which is creative. It is not. This is a creative cuisine. No, it is our ancient cuisine. And sadly, especially in the cities, this particular thing is finished off. In villages where I think they lead a more sustainable life, they use everything. So right from the cow dung for making manure or for making as using it as a fuel, as a fertilizer, they are more sustainable. But in cities, we are not having anything sustainable. We are, I think, having more of chemically enhanced food, and we are having non-organic products, and we're having more of packaged products because that's how our lifestyle has become. So for me as a chef, superfood is usually where every part of the plant is used. And it's a thing that if we start using superfood, which is local around us, I think it will slowly grow back. More farmers will start doing organic farming and start growing more of superfoods. It will become cheaper. Right now, a lot of people don't use organic products because they're expensive. You know, if more and more people get into growing this, it will become much cheaper. So I think people now understand. So superfood is all about all this. You know, so it's about just not health. It is about sustainability. It's about having organic produce. It's about using things around you.
Right. Sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah. Tell me.
You mentioned something earlier on about in our grandparents' time, earlier times where everything was used from around us, not from far off exotic places. So
right.
that strikes a chord to me because Chef, in today's time, it's like a fad to eat, for example, quinoa, right? And it is. I look at the price of it. It's really expensive, and it's packaged, and it comes from outside. Is it really that healthy? For example, kiwi, fruits that are not grown around here, they're exported and brought in.
Right.
We, as people, we're spending money on that. We are, because it's, it's from there, it's from here, it's supposed to be rich in antioxidants, and if I eat this, like you said, if I eat this, I'll lose weight. So we're spending money on that, but is it actually benefiting us, A? And B, like you said, here we're not spending on what is being organically grown here. Why is that happening? I mean, what is the mindset? What we're all, educated, intelligent people. Why do we have this block then in that case? We will spend money on that, or we will not spend money on this. Is it conditioning? Is it marketing? What is it?
Yeah, you said the answer. I think the answer is, you just said the answer. I think it's marketing, purely marketing. It's like, whatever we want to sell, if you make it a fad and you market it well, it starts selling. Right? So if you look back, there was a time that suddenly wine became a fad. And why did it become fad? Because everybody started saying that wine is good for longevity of life. So it brings that beautiful glow on your skin, and it's excellent for that. So everybody started drinking wine. So so for our own convenience, everybody started drinking wine. So then olive oil. So olive oil is again a thing that everybody started marketing olive oil so well that olive oil is the healthiest oil. Fat oil. Olive oil is fat. Whatever oil is fat. It is 100% fat. The constitution of fat changes, but there is no that this is the best fat, this is the wrong fat, and this is good fat, bad fat. All fat are fat. There is no taking away from it. So it's not, okay, I had 1 spoon of olive oil instead of having 1 spoon of any refined oil, so I am a healthier being. Or I have taken in less intake of fat today. No, if you have still taken 1 spoon of fat. But olive oil was marketed so well that everybody started having olive oil.
But then, sorry.
So quinoa is also like a marketing success. So quinoa is not from India, but it is not grown in India. But it is not that we don't have substitutes for quinoa in India. We have beautiful grains in India also, which are similar, if not better. They are similar, if not better than quinoa.
Right. But then, Chef, as you just said, it is marketing. But then look at the conditioning, Chef. For us, for me, I'm sure for a lot of people, I'm sure for you also, growing up, and because you're in this healthy food has been, lauki ka juice, karele, bitter gourd juice, lauki juice, like horrible looking and sounding vegetables that you must consume. So then we are lacking hugely then in that case in not seeing what is in front of us, Because that's not being marketed.
Yeah. So why is it that we are now have to take karele ka juice and wheatgrass juice and lauki ka juice?
I
Juice,
also
what
want
is
to know.
juice?
It's horrible tasting, first of all. So I
It's
want
horrible
to.
tasting. Correct, absolutely. Have you ever, did you ever hear your grandparents saying that they had all these juices?
No.
No.
I
So
don't know.
why is it? And they led a much healthier life than us.
Right.
Right? So why is it that we have to take this in? What is juice? Juice is that particular vegetable in very high concentration. So why do we have to take it in high concentration? Because we've not been having a balanced diet most of our lives. But if you look back in our old households, what was the food that was prepared? Food that was prepared was what we call, let me put it in inverted comma, fruit of the season. So when I say fruit of the season, it is the fruits and vegetables which grow at that particular time of the year. Particular fish which comes at that particular time of the year, right? Everything which is fresh, nothing which is coming from cold storages or has been stored or frozen and then thawed and given to you. Sadly, today almost all vegetables are available throughout the year. So you get carrots throughout the year, you get cauliflower throughout the year, you get green peas throughout the year, you get banana throughout the year, you get melons throughout the year. If I look back in my childhood days, watermelon used to come only in summers.
Only in summers, correct.
But bananas used to come probably only in 6 months or 7 months in a year. Melons used to come only in summers. We never saw. Mangoes, now even mangoes you get almost 12 months a year. Green peas used to come only at a particular time. Cauliflower used to come only in winters. Radish used to come only in winters. So we never ate these vegetables in summers. So we were eating very balanced diet. We were eating. Today we are not eating. So cauliflower, if you eat a cauliflower which is not of the season, it has got probably only 1/100th of the nutrition that it actually supposed to carry. So the problem is that, that we have not been having balanced diet for a long period of time, and now we have to substitute with high doses of all these juices. There's no harm in taking these juices. They might taste bad, but there's no harm. As long as you are using the right vegetables to take out those juices. There's no point if you are taking a vegetable which is not you don't know whether it's hybrid, whether you don't know how many chemicals have been thrown on it. Until unless you don't know that, you really don't know whether the juice is also useful for you or not. It might just have very good psychological effect on you. That's about it. So we were talking about superfoods, So I think most of the people, it's also about education, and most of the people actually don't know what are the superfoods existing around us because they have been there for so long, we take them for granted. They are just part of our lives, and we don't realize that they are superfoods. Right? It's just like a husband and wife after spending 10 years with each other, they start taking each other for granted.
And once you cross that 10-year mark, 20-year mark, you're definitely saying that. That's where that experience comes from.
So I will tell you, I will run you through some of the superfoods that I have done little research on and have been talking about it in my various talks, which exist around us, and I'll quickly run through how they help also. How they help in our wellness and how they help us in leading a better life. And also, have you been to Starbucks?
Yes, once.
So if you go to Starbucks, there's a particular drink of lately which has become like a fad and it sells a lot in Starbucks.
I haven't been lately, so if anybody else would like to take a guess, I've only ever had coffee once, like ages ago, but I really don't visit Starbucks as such. Sorry, but I'm guessing it's some kind of exotic sounding.
It's a drink. It's not coffee.
Or something.
It's not a coffee. Let me say it's not a coffee.
Turmeric latte?
Turmeric latte.
I believe that's been doing the trend quite a bit now.
Yeah, turmeric latte. So tell me now, if you look back into our older times, what was the drink in a household which was given to you when you were a little ill or
Milk
on
with
winter night?
haldi.
Milk with haldi. What is milk with haldi?
Turmeric latte.
Absolutely, there you are. There you are. So turmeric latte is a marketing success. It's become a fad. Borrowed copies from India, and somebody else is making money on it. But it is absolutely around us. Turmeric latte is around us, and it's the most beautiful antiseptic that we have in our nature. Most beautiful. If you have a good amount of good turmeric, sadly, turmeric powder is one of the spices which we get in market is the most adulterated also. Sadly. So there are certain spices like turmeric which you should always, I always tell everybody to buy organic. Or you buy whole turmeric and make your own powder. So today if you go to any farmer's market, they sell more of whole turmeric and less of turmeric powder. And you are sure that you are getting pure turmeric powder. So it helps in aches and joint pains. It balances blood sugar. It controls the mood hormones. It really calms you down. It's when you have wounds or you have injuries. That's especially when you were fed haldi doodh, chot lagti thi. When we used to get hurt because it reduces chances of ulcers or septism coming into your wounds. And it is, if you ask in today's trend, it helps in cutting cholesterol.
Right, cholesterol. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because which is the latest? Let me say, what is the latest fad of disease?
What is?
Which disease is with the latest fad? Which is actually a reality which is standing on our head. It is a combination of diabetes and obesity. It is called diabesity. Okay. Diabesity is now the biggest epidemic in this world. Not in our country only, it's the biggest epidemic in this world, diabesity.
Right.
So it's an issue which is there which we need to address. So anyway, so turmeric. So let me move on to the next ingredient which is around us is, see, our country is also very big, so in the sense, when we look around, different parts of the country use different cooking mediums, fat mediums. So suppose you go down south, they use more of coconut oil and sesame oil.
Right.
Coconut oil and sesame oil, jilgili oil, that's what they call it. Now, if you come down towards east of India, Bihar, Bengal, mustard oil is more prominently used. Right. So similarly, if you move more towards north of India, they probably use more ghee. Right. So why is that? Because every fat has its, it is not because of taste only. It is because every fat has got its own properties, which are more suitable to the season and the weather and the chemistry, the body chemistry of the people living in that particular area. Right. So the biggest right now trending, actually the biggest trending superfood in India right now is coconut oil.
Right.
And today, if you go to any good superfood store, you will get cold pressed coconut oil.
Right.
So cold pressed coconut oil is a superfood. And again, in my house also, coconut oil is used only to put on the head. It is not used for...
Yeah. It took me quite some time to start, using it to like cook per se. Because it was just that, ये तो ऊपर जाता है, ये अंदर कैसे जाएगा? Sorry, I said that. And like it goes on there, how to put it into the utensil for cooking, right?
Correct. But coconut oil has got great qualities. It's antioxidant. So it's got the capability of fighting bacteria a lot, and it burns faster as like you feel more energetic when you have coconut oil than any other fat, because it converts much faster into energy. Then it aids in weight loss. So people who are on a weight loss program can use this as a fat substitute, especially if you use cold pressed oil. people who are on keto diet are actually told to have cold pressed coconut oil. Of course, we've been using it for our hair because it keeps the hair healthy. And it helps a lot, especially in women. It helps a lot in bone degeneration. It prevents bone degeneration.
Really? That I did not know.
Yeah. So that it helps. And so the cold press or the virgin coconut oil, what we call it, it's one of the biggest superfoods in India right now.
Okay. And it's been around forever.
And it's been around.
I think now it's being it's getting more popularly used, as you said, beyond the South, really.
Absolutely. So if we actually see one is apple to apple, a coconut oil can probably will win the battle against olive oil.
Yes, I actually do prefer coconut oil, Chef. Funnily enough, I actually do prefer coconut oil to olive oil. I just assumed that was because I love South Indian food and I love that taste of it. So I'm very happy eating coconut. I don't like olive oil, actually, honestly.
Yes, a lot of people don't have it because of the smell. It has a particular smell. So a lot of people don't like it, which is fine. We'll come to that later, what people who don't like coconut oil for the smell, what they can do.
Right.
Then have you ever heard of, which in all modern hi-fi kitchens and hotels, what we use, which is called the matcha powder?
I've been hearing about it. Again, recently, the name is coming up a lot. I am not sure what it is or what it constitutes.
So matcha powder is made out of green tea.
Green tea, right? It's the
powder.
Green tea thing, correct? Right.
Right. So green tea anyway has got. Everybody says green tea has got great health benefits, which it has. I'm not taking that away. Right. But matcha powder is used as it's used as a great source of lot of providing fiber, protein, calcium, and carbohydrates, and it's got a lot of antioxidant. The biggest thing it has is antioxidant. Now that's true, but matcha powder costs you a bomb.
Right, it's from outside, right? I mean, it's exported in, right?
It's mostly imported, yes, imported.
Sorry,
and it
imported.
Costs you a bomb. It's one of those expensive ingredients, which you don't buy in kilos, you buy in like grams, because it's so expensive. Right? Now, if I tell you there is a substitute powder in India, which is 100 times more beneficial than that, would you believe it?
I would love to. Please tell.
It is called Moringa powder.
Moringa powder. I've been hearing Moringa.
Again, you must have heard it in our old households, the Moringa leaves and the Moringa powder. Moringa leaves is the leaves of the drumstick plant.
Ah, right.
Right. So again, a forgotten ingredient, again taken for granted. We all eat drumstick, but we don't talk about the leaves, which is the Moringa. Now this Moringa has got 10 times more fiber than matcha powder. This is 30 times more protein and 100 times more calcium.
Wow.
Right? And this is again one of those plants, all parts of the plant. So you have the drumstick, you use the drumstick seeds, you use the drumstick flowers, and the drumstick flowers. So it's a plant which every part of the plant is used. So but especially qualifies as a great superfood.
And how do you use that powder? As in, you can just use it like how you would normally use your normal spices. You just add it to the food.
Yeah, you add on. So if you're making any vegetable or something, you add a little bit of moringa because it doesn't have a strong flavor or a taste. You just add it into whatever you're doing. If you bake your own bread, you can add to it. If you're making some gravy or something, you can just add a couple of spoons into it.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, drumsticks for me has always been, in the sambar, and then you chew it up and you completely drain it out and then you spit it out. That's what drumsticks have been for me. But wow, this is amazing. Moringa powder, that's it going on my list to buy next.
So it is great, in the sense it's more enhancer, nutritive energizer, and it's so great for eyes, skin and hair. And it's like if somebody is having malnutrition, You get a spoonful of this, it really takes care of it. It helps as a weight loss substitute. So a lot of times you see a lot of these people are selling these capsules nowadays.
Moringa
For
capsule?
weight loss. Most of them have got moringa powder. They're mostly moringa powder capsules.
Okay.
Because it's a good nutrition. It is a very nutritious thing. So you have a capsule. It gives you all the nutrition. It takes care of your malnutrition and hunger, but it doesn't. It's zero fat. It doesn't. It helps you in that. Thus, it helps you in.
And these are like easily available.
Yes. Now it's very easily available, and we get a lot of organic moringa powder also now. In fact, I saw it in one of the farmers' market. It was sold.
Right. In fact, that's where I think that's where I've actually seen and heard the name coming up, moringa powder,
right.
With in the farmers markets, and people who are now doing a lot of organic growing and selling of those products. Correct. That's where I heard it first, but I just thought I wasn't sure what it was, and I didn't really end up, looking into it or researching it. So thank you. This is extremely important and very relevant information to have at hand to be able to, use now. In fact, Chef, since you said, moringa powder, do drumsticks as a vegetable also carry the same power then as the powder?
Not same, but similar. Obviously, the whole plant will have very similar properties.
Right.
But you see, different nutrients are in different parts of the plant in different concentrations.
Right.
Right. So leaves have a particular chemical composition, which is of course different from the flowers, which is different from the drumsticks or the seeds of the drumstick.
There's an interesting question that's come in. Can we use it in salads?
Yeah, absolutely. But you need to just taste it. It has got a little bitterness to it. So you need to just balance it out. You just need to balance it out, yeah.
Use it sparingly.
Yeah, using as per taste, I would say. So it's not something, see, superfood. See, what we tend to do is sometimes we tend to overdo things. We like something and we say, okay, I like haldi, so I'll start having 10 spoons of haldi every day. or now I'll have moringa as like 200 grams, 300 grams of moringa every day. So that also doesn't help actually. Too much of anything is bad.
It's not good, right?
Yeah. But yes, of course, it can be used in whatever way you want to be used. It's a very neutral sort of a thing.
Nice. Fantastic. So we have haldi, we have coconut, and we have moringa.
Moringa. So what's next is what, again, it's most households have it is amla.
Right. Amla juice has become such a huge fad right now.
It becomes such a fad right now. So amla juice or dried amla, it's the Indian gooseberry. Now, if you look, we eat amla as, we have heard that it's good, it's high on vitamin C. That's what I think we have been telling. Now, but amla worldwide is not a fad. Nobody knows amla as a superfood. There is a berry called the acai berry, which comes from Amazon. So if you search superfood berries, acai berry will probably feature, amla might feature now because people have started talking about it, but it never used to feature as one of the superfoods.
In fact, acai berry, it's one of the biggest things that's been used by anybody who's selling anything for instant weight loss, acai berry.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's anti-aging and weight loss. It really helps in that. But what if I tell you that amla has 20 times more vitamin C than acai berry?
Wow.
Apart from vitamin C and antioxidant, which results in anti-aging, it also, which acai berry does not, it helps in building up immunity in the body. Wow. And as an antioxidant also, it is 2 times more powerful than acai berry.
Wow.
So,
Like,
and
wow.
when, you know what, in India, the Ayurvedic food which we have, which is called Chawanprash.
Yes.
No, Chawanprash is, if somebody actually does a full study on it, has got most of the superfoods of India has been put into the Chawanprash, and amla is one of the ingredients. If actually somebody needs to give Nobel Prize for creating a wonder food of the world, and it's a wonder food. Chawanprash is a wonder food. Somebody should actually get a award for that.
I remember eating a lot of Chawanprash like as a child, but I'm not. Somehow it's just not been on the table in the last few years. But thank you for this reminder. Again, it's going on my grocery list right away.
Yeah, and Chawanprash was created in India. I'm sure that the person we don't even, probably it's not even, right now we can't even find it in history actually which sage or which Ayurvedic doctor of ours created Chawanprash. And multiple answers pop up. I mean, I don't know who did it, but actually in modern times that person should be given a Nobel Prize for it actually.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. And as you said, Chawanprash actually, it has all the Indian superfoods, so to speak. So
right.
That one spoon of Chawanprash a day actually is a brilliant thing to do.
Absolutely. And now the next superfood is my favorite. It's absolutely my favorite, which is desi ghee.
Ghee. I love ghee.
So it's desi ghee. So this is my favorite. And again, when I was doing my studies on superfoods and we came across this ghee, so in our ancient scriptures, there is a saying in Sanskrit which says yatha jivat sukham jivat runam krutva dhrutam pibat. It says for as long as you live happily. And even if you have to take a loan, ensure you still have money to drink a spoon of ghee every day.
Wow.
So that's the importance which is given to ghee. Now, when we in Hindus, when we do puja, we give what we call the Panch Amrit.
Right, and that has ghee in it. Right.
So what are the ingredients of the main ingredients of those is raw milk, unboiled milk. It is yogurt, honey, sugar, and ghee.
Right.
Right. So ghee is part of an offering to the gods. So can you imagine the importance that was given to ghee in our ancient India? Right. So, but again, so ghee has lost its war to the olive oils and the other oils because probably we did not market, it was not a marketing success.
No, and in fact, it was given a very bad name also.
Bad name. It's the very same people who gave ghee a bad name today are singing glorious songs about it. Right? So because it was a myth and it has now been deconstructed. The myth has been, they used to say that ghee is bad for heart. Right? So, but what does the heart need? It needs antioxidants. It needs an acid which is called the linolenic acid. It needs vitamins which are fat soluble. It needs vitamins and like A, E, and D. And all these three vitamins are dissolvable only in fat and not in any other thing. You need fat to have vitamin A, E, and D in your body. And ghee has all of this. It's an antioxidant. It has linolenic acid and it helps in absorbing its A, E, and D vitamins. Better than some of the other fats. Then the myth was that the ghee will increase cholesterol. Right? But it has now been proved that it actually reduces cholesterol. Because it increases the lipid contribution. In the metabolism, when we take in fat or carbs and everything, we metabolize it. So the lipid contribution which helps in metabolizing food is highest, that contribution is highest by ghee as a fat. So it helps you when your body is in distress. It helps you sleep better, wake up fresher, and because it has got a very balmy effect on the liver. So all these things help you produce less cholesterol.
And it's also very good for your insides, as in, I think it has a huge especially for women as they get older.
Absolutely.
It does not, I don't know how to explain this properly, but I think maybe you would probably be able to phrase it better. It helps with the dryness that builds up inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And like I said, especially for women, I think it's so crucial for that dryness inside to be taken care of. And
Absolutely.
ghee really is fantastic with that. In fact, Chef, there is a very interesting question that's come in. Cow ghee or buffalo ghee? Aren't they both fattening?
No. So as I said when I was talking of oils, all oils, whatever fat is all 100% fat. What we're talking about the goodness of the fat. So I will share a secret. It's because that's a question which I am quite often asked. What is the fat that you use at your house? So most of the nutritionists and the chefs are asked this because we're supposed to know all about the constituents of food. I do not use single fat in my house. My house every month a different oil comes. So if one month I'm using a rice bran oil, I might use a sunflower oil in the next month. I might use a mustard oil for a particular time, and then I keep on changing oils at my house. Because
why is that, Chef?
All oils are fat, but all oils have got certain good things in it.
Right.
So that's what I do at my house. I keep on changing my cooking medium. But ghee is, of course, a constant. Ghee is constant, right? Yeah. So in terms of fat percentage, in terms of heaviness, the buffalo milk ghee is slightly more heavy than the cow milk ghee.
Right. So which would you recommend?
I particularly like the cow milk ghee more.
Right. Actually, so do I. I've never really tried buffalo ghee.
So when we used to see in north of India, you get more of buffalo milk than cow milk.
Right.
Because they're colder climates, they need more fatty things. Whereas in hotter parts of India, you need more leaner things. So the cow milk is more lean and the buffalo milk is more fatty.
And of course, to go organic with the ghee as well would be very important, right?
Yeah, so if you can get organic ghee, there's nothing better than that.
Right. In fact, Chef, Rozina has just written in that she was just preparing her green juice and added the Moringa powder right now, and just realized because of the conversation about the superfoodness of it.
So that's
great, Rozina. I hope you're enjoying your juice right now. So ghee. I'm so glad you brought this up.
Ghee is not fattening also. In fact, it has got these the fatty acids are short chain fatty acids, which are it helps it to we are able to absorb ghee better and faster, and number two, it helps in burning fat in the stubborn parts of the body.
Right. I think that's a huge part of the keto fad that's on right now, is to use fat to burn fat.
Right. So even in, if I don't know if you remember, mostly in India, especially during the pregnancy of women, they are given more ghee.
Lots of ghee, yes. In fact, malish also with ghee.
Because it has so many benefits, but one of the biggest benefits which we don't talk of, people talk about the benefits is, okay, ghee, if you have ghee, you need more energy, you need more nutrition in your body because you have to not only feed yourself, you have to feed the child also and all that sort of stuff, and delivery will be much smoother. So those are the benefits people talk of. But what benefit people don't talk of is that the thyroid glands of a woman play havoc when they are pregnant.
Right.
Ghee has got great benefits for the thyroid gland. Right, so that. Why is it that Pahalwans, so people who wrestle, if you see these wrestlers, they drink loads of milk and ghee. Why is it that? Because it specially helps in strengthening the backbone.
That I did not know at all about ghee, that it helps strengthen the backbone.
So we need to question, no? So whatever, if you see, I'm always taking examples what used to happen or what happens and we overlook or don't question it. So we see the Pahalwans having milk on ghee, but we don't question why. It is not just for strength. For strength, they need to exercise. They need to build up muscles. So why do they eat ghee? People might think that itna ghee pee raha, he's having so much milk, he'll become fat. How will he fight? But actually, he's doing it to strengthen his backbone, which is very critical for him.
Right. Interesting.
It is also,
very interesting.
Recently I read in a paper, it was, you have these questions for, gharelu nuske,
Right.
So it's like home remedy, small home remedies. So if somebody had asked for headache and sinus pains, sinus problem, and it was said that that person had replied that if you apply a little ghee on top of the head, your sinus and headache can disappear very fast.
Right. I've even read about, in fact, castor oil, coconut oil, ghee, all these, for it to be put in the belly button or massaged around it, because it then kind of goes into the system like really quickly, and it helps with a lot of things, including dry skin, your system functioning better, even colds and coughs and headaches and footaches and all aches and pains.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Simple problems like your gums are bleeding or you have bad mouth odor problem. If you take little ghee on the tip of your finger and rub your gums every day, your bleeding will stop and your bad mouth odor will go away.
Seriously? Wow.
It's all there in nature. Nature is such a fantastic thing. We just don't know about it.
In fact, Swati is asking, Chef, which food is good for activating inner energy? For the brains and for the nerves. I mean, what would help to do that quickly?
No, so ghee is one of them. Ghee is absolutely one of them. I just told one of those benefits it's about, and I just told also about Moringa powder also. The same thing. It's like an instant energizer. And it is said, if you read on top of a lot of bottles where you get Moringa powder, they say it's a nutritive energizer and a mood enhancer.
Mood enhancer. Now that's a good marketing strategy for sure.
It is. See, ultimately, it's the mood enhancer for everybody. If I want to enhance that mood, I probably would. For some people, it probably be a slice of pizza. But you can't indulge into it too often. But you need to enhance your mood. So I don't want to get into the complexity of the chemical reactions that happen, but it's there. It's all there. So with ghee, people who eat ghee very rarely have gastric problems. People, it's very rarely they'll have gastric problem. People who eat ghee of course in a balanced way. But people who eat ghee snore. They say people who eat ghee snore less than the people who don't eat ghee.
Right. This part of the conversation, I know I'm definitely repeating to somebody else.
No, actually,
please carry on.
In fact, I also have a little snoring problem, and it's that even doctors today, some of the good doctors today are not only relying on sprays and medicines. They also give remedies like this. So So my doctor had also told me that, just before sleeping, to rub a little ghee in your nostrils. Just try it out. It might just help you reduce your snoring.
Thanks. Amazing. I mean, Chef, you've only mentioned like four right now, from haldi, from turmeric to coconut to moringa powder, amla, ghee now, the fifth. And I think we could just go on and on and on and on and on, because first of all, the wealth of information that you're sharing with us that is absolutely amazing. And this is a conversation that we could literally have for an entire day and still not kind of completed. I mean, look at this bit around ghee.
Absolutely.
Look at everything that's just come out.
Actually, this is just
tip of the iceberg.
This list goes on in pages and pages. So it's just I've just picked out the top 5, 6 things which are absolutely around us all the time.
Yes. I did want to ask.
There's a lot of fads around the world. You must have heard about black burgers and people using a lot of these. Nowadays, they use a lot of this activated charcoal powder in all these Michelin-star restaurants.
Right.
So charcoal powder has been used in India for donkey years.
But isn't it like, because when you burn is that really good for you? I thought it was like very chemical and stuff.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So activated charcoal, it's made by a scientific process. But the only thing is that it was used more of lately. It was used more for beauty products,
right,
than for anything else. And it's not a new thing. It's been there since ages and ages. It has become sexy and it's happening right now. But it's been there for ages. And especially the food industry, the modern food industry has made it very black. Has made the fashion industry and the food industry has made black very sexy actually. So you started doing more black clothes and black plates and food in black color. So it's made in a very scientific way, but there is absolutely no chemical which is used in it. Egyptians used to use it in ancient times, in 1550 BC, and it is said that even in Indus Valley civilization, there were traces of activated charcoal which were found.
Wow.
Activated charcoal, if I start telling you the benefits of activated charcoal, I'll need another hour for it.
Just give us a few.
No, so that's how it goes on. And quickly, if I tell you few more names which you have, like kuttu ka atta.
Right. I was going to come to that. The gluten-free is another huge trend right now, which, and everyone's going kind of, I will not eat gluten anymore, trip. So again, these gluten-free flours, so to speak, again, everybody's like looking for it from outside. But you just said kuttu ka atta, that's gluten-free, right?
Yeah. So that's gluten-free. So kuttu ka atta, which is the buckwheat, is the substitute for quinoa.
Right.
And it is higher. It's like 100 times better than quinoa actually, and 100 times cheaper.
Correct. Much cheaper.
Much cheaper. It's like anybody can have kuttu ka atta, and all the grains, and it's available in so. Similarly, kale leaves that had become so fashionable suddenly, and you had to pay through your nose to get good kale leaves. But they're leaves of the beetroot plant are better than kale leaves, which we usually just throw away. We never use the leaves of the beetroot, at least not in towns, but in villages they do.
Right.
In fruits like jamun,
Jamun,
it is such a beautiful fruit which is like just falls off the tree and is trodden upon and not eaten. It's a superfood. And you know which is the most fashionable snack in America right now?
No idea.
Because people there are also eating gluten-free and
right.
They want roasted stuff and fried. It's foxnut.
So that's makhana.
That's makhana. That's makhana.
Wow.
And people are, it's the hottest selling snack in America right now. And expensive, very expensive.
And so easily available here. Again, makhana, pregnant women and made, I remember my mom making me eat so much makhana when I was pregnant, even after, milk and makhana mixed to aid, to help with the nursing
Absolutely.
Process.
Absolutely.
Right. Dal makhana is what we
call it. Used in gravies for making desserts. The dal makhana ka kheer it's been there. I remember, and most of our namkeens or mixtures that we have with our drinks, makhana is part of that mixture.
Right. And Chef, there are questions like pouring in with everything that you're mentioning. Can I just take a quick minute to ask you these questions quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, with every bit that you've been mentioning, questions are just like going to, okay, so straight off the bat, for ghee, Amrish has asked, is there a vegan substitute for ghee?
No, sadly no. So the best substitute, sadly no. So, but the best substitute for you would be cold pressed coconut oil.
So there you go. Amrish, I hope that answers that. Very interesting question because, a lot of people are choosing veganism as a lifestyle. So coconut oil would be the way to go.
Cold press coconut oil. Yeah, that would be the best.
Okay. And somebody's asked, okay, so first of all, Shari has written in saying that, thank you, Chef. A world of information here, and I will also now start using a different oil every month. But Sangeet asked, she uses flaxseed powder in the salad. She uses a combination of ghee, olive, and coconut oil, like ghee on chapatis and olive oil in salads and coconut for cooking. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely fine. All right, and there was this one very big. Oh yes, the Moringa powder. Priya has asked if you can mix it with water and consume it.
Yes, of course you can.
Okay.
You can make
like
a shake. You can make a shake like you're making any shake like a vanilla shake or any shake. You can just add Moringa powder to it.
But like you said, sometimes it can be a little bitter, so to use it judiciously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So it's something you have to try it out yourself. Okay, I add this much. It is not hurting the palate. So you can give it to kids also, like they are having shakes in the morning. Even if a simple thing like a mango shake, if you add a spoon of it, which does not overwhelm the taste of mango shake, it's still good.
The trial and error and figure out how much you'd like for your palate.
Absolutely. There's no recipe which I can say, okay, this recipe will work for you or not work for you. It's all on the taste.
Right. And Sharon has asked a question which is a burning question for all of us. Chef, is there any food we can use for reducing abdominal fat?
No, so as I was talking about it, of course, the fat which is stubborn is stubborn. You'll have to burn it out. There is no two ways about it.
Right.
So there is no food which actually just goes inside and burns the fat and goes away. But yes, as I said, the Moringa capsules which people are selling now for weight loss program, because it substantiates, makes you feel a little full in the sense that you've eaten something, so you feel you eat less. Plus, what I would say is that you use a combination of whatever superfoods I have said. And, there is no, what fat is stubborn, you'll have to burn it out. You have to burn it out. There is no food which will go inside and burn it for you. You'll have to, they can facilitate. They can facilitate. Like
right.
as I
But you
said,
still have to do the work.
ghee actually helps in burning out fat, stubborn parts of the body.
Right.
You know,
But you also have to do the balance work with it.
Balance
it's not
work.
that,
So,
right.
So it's like stubborn part is like the lower back of the body. So that's the part which we don't work very often. So
right.
But if you have ghee and you exercise a bit, you'll lose weight much faster.
Right. Fantastic. And this, again, very interesting question, because I would have also definitely wanted to ask you this. You know, the gluten-free flours, like for example, kuttu atta, buckwheat flour.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to make a roti. You know, like to make a roti out of it, to make the Indian bread out of it. So it's difficult. You know, it doesn't because there's no gluten. It doesn't roll into a dough easily. Is there any solution? Is there anything that can be done to aid that, to facilitate that?
Yeah, so add a little wheat flour to it. So who's stopping you to add a good wheat flour? You add a little bit of that. No, there's nobody says that you have to unless you are absolutely gluten intolerant,
Right.
that you cannot add it all. Then you'll have to work on this only. It's a little tedious. But like when we do during some of the pujas where we actually do not have any gluten at all. So what we do is when we roll it between two plastic sheets.
Right.
So it retains the shape, and and then you have to cook it and make it small. So if you make it large, it will break and then it will be difficult to cook. So you make them small and you roll it between plastic sheets. And an Indian household, a lot of times we do fried. So when you fry it, it holds better.
Right. Interestingly, Chef, I'm just digressing for a quick second. When you mentioned that, who's stopping you from adding a little wheat unless and until you are like completely gluten intolerant.
Yeah.
But there was this very interesting thing that, in fact, one of our speakers on the Telesummit had mentioned. And I'm just bringing this up because actually that was in a private conversation. It didn't actually come out. What is gluten intolerance? It's the inability to digest something, a certain food, and your body becomes reaches gluten intolerance because you're dealing with so much all the time. I'm just talking on a different energy level. You're dealing with so much all the time that's your body actually protecting you. We're doing so much. Let's not add to the work by because wheat is difficult to digest. It takes time. So let's not stress ourselves further. And that's where gluten intolerance, so to speak, starts coming from, which I found very interesting to hear and realize that it's so true. But again, like I said, I just digress for a second because you were talking gluten-free here. And coming back here to this, the one last question quickly. The beet greens that you mentioned, that instead of kale you can have beet greens. So those beet greens, Chef, to have them raw or can they be cooked? What do you do with the beet greens?
Sorry, I missed out on the last part.
The beet greens. How to use them? Do we eat them raw in a salad or can you cook them? How to use it?
See, that depends on the quality of the beet leaves. So if they are young leaves, you can eat them raw. And if they are a little overgrown, then it's better to cook them and have. That's number one. Number two is that beet greens in different parts of India are different. Right? So it's a lot of our vegetables are mainly water. There's a lot of water is a big constituent, especially of our green vegetables. So it all depends on where the vegetables are grown and what is the quality of water that is there. So coastal cities will have the beet greens will be a little more salty than the ones which grow in the center of India or north of India. So the ones which are towards coastal side of India are or anywhere in the world probably are better off cooked. And the ones which are sweeter can be eaten raw.
Right. Fantastic. Chef, it's oh my goodness, an hour has just flown by, and we had actually spoken about this. We said we'll have a quick chat, and just, let people know about a few of these things. And an hour just went by, and we still have so much that we want to ask you. And go on and hear more about and get to know more about. And really, this is so huge, so interesting, Chef. Everything that's come up, everything that you've been mentioning. We've actually, all of us have known all of this in our childhood, but not really known it, and we've forgotten it somewhere down the line. And to have you remind us like this is absolutely fantastic. And Chef, I've got to ask you this very quickly. What made you, as you said, you're in the business of food, and that would definitely, obviously, involve in the business of the making of the money with it, which definitely requires a lot of new stuff, innovative stuff, exotic stuff. What made you even go in this direction? What made you even begin to talk about this, about superfoods of India?
No, so I think it is about what you guys are also doing. You are also talking about the wellness and healthier India. And that's exactly what our chefs, some thinking chefs, some senior chefs in the country are also working towards that itself. So we are the ones who have actually, a lot of us have made this world unhealthy. So it's up to us only to make it healthy back again. And so the platforms, I'll always be glad to come on platforms that you have, because you're talking, you guys are always talking about well-being and inner strength and making yourself more beautiful and feel so more beautiful about yourself. And this is all that I'm also. Bottom line is same.
Right. And Chef, you had mentioned something about an initiative that you and a lot of other senior chefs have taken, which I think is amazing. Everybody should know about it. Please tell everyone about this cool initiative that you've taken on.
No, so the initiative was taken by a company, but we have very gladly, there are around 10-15 of us around the country it's a round glass initiative, and our purpose is very simple. It is to talk about well-being of our country in terms of health and everything, but in a very sustainable manner. So that's what we are working on. So we are not talking as what I've told you today is all about that, about well-being in a sustainable manner, using things around us. So that's the initiative that a few of us have taken. And we've all sort of taken an oath that we will, in the sense, introduce some of these dishes in all our menus. We've all taken an oath that, because we realize that we have lost many years, that if we don't take action right now, if I take an action today, it will take at least 25 to 30 years for it to actually start showing effect. But if I want to reduce that time, the only way I can reduce that time from 25 to 30 years to 10 to 12 years will be if I start teaching this to the kids in school. So that's another initiative which our chefs have taken, that whenever we go back, whenever possible, we go back to our schools and we do session with the kids to talk about health and well-being and about the what nature, the bounty of nature around us.
Right. Fantastic. That is absolutely amazing, Chef, and what a fantastic initiative for a healthy India, really. And it is going to start. We've forgotten so much, and it's amazing that you would go to children to teach them from now itself, because at least in today's times, you're so right. We lead a fast life of processed junk food. Right. We ourselves are doing it, and it's now so openly and easily available. At the like a phone call away now. We've also encouraged our children to end up doing that. And while I feel that a little bit, you should be able to eat junk food as well, because it's fun. And you should be able to eat food for fun also. But a healthy food
absolutely.
can be fun and is fun. We've forgotten. We need to remember that again.
Absolutely. Whatever good food you have, but if you eat it with negativity and you eat it with not with happiness, it will not have a good effect on your body.
Right.
So if something, if whatever it is, it relaxes you, so it's fine to indulge once in a while. Overdose of everything is bad. Even if it's superfood, overdose of superfood is as bad as overdose of junk food.
Right, absolutely. Yes, everything in moderation. Too much of anything is not good. I think this is one thing our elders have always told us, and it is true for everything, really, isn't it, Chef? For everything, food, your living, anything. Too much of anything, not good.
Right.
Right. And Chef, I know you have a hugely busy day ahead of you. In fact, you have a huge event going on right now also. And we've taken up so much of your time. We want more of your time, Chef. You are now a clear part of the Telesummit. Moving on. You were here with us last year. We did a live FB where you created these fantastic ragi pancakes and the idli that was made with the
right.
I forget the exact ingredient, and there were veggies in it as well, and that fantastic curry leaf chutney, which I did make. I made all of those, and of course not with as much success and tasting as good as when you make it. But we have to always have you on, and please keep doing this work, and please keep telling us about it. And people, before we leave you, Chef he's also where he is right now at the park. They've also taken an initiative to healthify their menu, in the sense that, Chef, actually you should explain it, because it's not just about the calories, as you said.
Right. Absolutely. It's always a pleasure, and I would love to keep on coming back. Absolutely a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me over.
Thank you, Chef. And I'm going to request you for one thing. We have a lot of questions that I was not able to bring up for you because of the time. What we'll do is we'll send them across to you, and whenever you have time today or tomorrow, if you could just respond, respond to them and let us know, we will let the people know. So
absolutely.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chef. And before we sign off, is there anything that you just want to tell everybody before leaving?
Sorry, I missed that.
I said before we sign off, are there any last words that you would like to tell?
No. There's no last word. I just want to wish everybody a very healthy and happy year ahead. So, this is what I tell. I might tell you 10 things. If even one thing you take on to as an owner to do it and take it forward, just one thing. Just one thing. I'll tell you, I must have told you hundreds of things. One thing, my job is done.
Fantastic. We are definitely taking on more than one thing, Chef. So yes, fantastic job done. and people, Chef has a wonderfully, fantastically made PPT about this, which he has generously said should be shared with everybody. So we'll definitely send it to you with the call replay. Once again, Chef, thank you so much. Wishing you all the best for your hectic day ahead and days ahead. And we shall be seeing you soon again.
Okay.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.